It's 3:51 on the 1st of October and I've decided I'm going to set up a crochet business. Right. Okay. Hello YouTube. I would say I'm back with another video, but this is in fact my first proper video on this channel, so... And I'm kicking off with a big one because I am finally getting my butt into gear. I'm a fantasy artist. I make fibre sculptures of dragons and other mythical creatures, as well as making kind of goth fantasy themed wearables. Basically, if it's got dragon scales on it, I make it. Now, I've been talking about selling my creations for over a year at this point, if not over 2 years. But I have an incredible talent for, quite frankly, making what feel like impassably plausible excuses to not do scary things. But it is spooky season, so it's very on brand to do a scary thing. And I am nothing if not fashionable.
Drive very slowly past number 23. I wanted to see my hat.
So the scary thing that I'm going to be doing in this vlog series is opening a portal to the woolen otherworld and starting to sell my crochet wares. Now, the first thing that I want to do, I think, is just organise my thoughts, because I'm neurodivergent, so my brain is just awash all the time with many thoughts, lots of thoughts, all the thoughts. And they're very much all scattered to the wind in my tiny little brain, so... we need to get them in order. So I have prepared a little bit because last week I set up a bullet journal just for the woolen otherworld stuff. And this is where we're going to start. So welcome to the Bible.
The Bibble.
I decided to stick to 6 months rather than 12 months for like the preliminary overall tracker pages, whatever you want to call them. We're sticking to October to March, and I forgot to add March in here because I'm a silly goose. We've got a little bit of a cringy page, but I do want to set some solid goals because I'm really good at not doing that and then feeling retrospectively like I probably should have done that. I've also got pages tracking my finances,
Profit and loss!
This is really going to help me, hopefully, when I start making money, to track where I need to put my energy. The rest of these tracker pages pretty much are dedicated to social media, not going to lie. So I've got a little ideas page here. I then have this glorious page. This is going to be my full planner for Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. We've got some trackers just so I can kind of see where I'm going. And this is my tracker for all of the finished projects. So the little yarn ball here is going to be full of all the different sculptures I make. And then I'm going to just tally the hoods and the bandanas I make in each section here, just so I know how many I've made in a month. Now, in my monthly sections, I am also going to have a section on social media stats. I decided rather than having my whips diary at the front of my bullet journal, I'm going to have one every month because right now, as you're going to see hopefully in a couple of days' time when I get all of my boxes of whips out, I have a lot of them. So I want to just focus on kind of ploughing through those. Change of scenery. So what I'm hoping is that doing this bullet journal is just going to keep me on track. Growing a small business is a mammoth task anyway, let alone when it is a creative business in this economic climate. Having really solid goals is going to be so important to be able to plan everything properly. I don't just want to have a vague idea in my head of, oh, I want to be able to pay my bills eventually, because, okay, yeah, I do, but that's really vague and feels really overwhelming because there's no how am I going to do that? How am I going to do that? So I need to knuckle down and figure out what I want to achieve and how I think is going to be the best way to get there right now.
So here are said goals. These are my 3-month goals and my 6-month goals. I'm going to keep the 1 year and 3 year goals to myself, mainly because I haven't decided what they're going to be yet. Yeah, so I just need a little bit more time to think about it. So yeah, I think I'm quite pleased with how humble I've managed to keep these, demure, if you will. I've got a really bad habit of setting entirely unattainable goals, like, I don't know, seeking out the dark forces and joining their hellish crusade. If you get that quote, then we could be friends. Anyway, yes, here are the goals. I hope we can stick to them. I think we can stick to them. I believe in myself.
We'll keep adding to these as things progress. I have also added about needle felting into my goals because I'm currently teaching myself needle felting, and I think it's going to be a really great avenue to explore for my sculpture work in the future. So I want to make sure that I make time for that. And if I make goals, then I feel like I have to make time because I have to hit those goals. Okay, today is the 5th of October, and although we are a week on almost from the day I decided to start a crochet business, I've really not managed to get much further because the whole of this week pretty much has been taken up with me trying to fix my computer. It is now fixed. I ended up having to reset the whole thing, which is not ideal, but it is sort of done now. One last thing to fix because the EA app keeps crashing, and of course EA is where I load 95% of the games that I want to do Let's Plays with. So this does mean that everything's going to probably have to get pushed back by about a week. Not even started yet and I'm already a week behind. Better a week behind than not even planning to do anything at all, I suppose. I'm going to have a chill day today. I made quite a few dragon scale bandanas while I was waiting for my computer to do things while I was trying to fix it. So I'm going to finish those off so they're done. And then we will start having a gander through all of the whip boxes next week. I have fixed the EA app. The EA app is fixed. I can access my games, which means the setup is complete. And I'm also really happy that I have been able to get hold of a capture card, which means that my first Let's Play series now is going to be Dragon Age Veilguard. So I actually didn't need the EA app in the first place. A little bit of an update for you guys because I have booked a market. There's literally no going back now. I am going to be at Hartlebury Castle in Worcestershire on the 23rd of November for their Christmas event. It's an event I've attended before with my wildlife art. It's a really lovely event, but yeah, it means I have to actually get stuff done now. And today's job essentially is to just expose my sheer lack of discipline and sort through all of my whip boxes to make a stock list. So I think I've got 2 boxes to go through. Okay, so I actually have bits in these 4 boxes here, plus this bag, plus this shelf, plus there's a big dragon up here as well that's half done. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions, or inaction at this point for just not finishing anything, ever. The problem is, my solution to my constant abject terror that I'm going to ruin a piece is, well, I can't ruin a piece if I never finish it.
Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
So the aim today is to sort through all of the stock, make a list of what stage of completion it's in, so I can then make a full stock list and decide what I'm going to be making for the market that I'm doing next month. So welcome to the whip graveyard. It's time to burk and hare these boxes. Okay, so first up we have bandanas.
Don't want to be rude, Colin Robinson, but could you get on with it?
We have 2 different types of bandana. I feel like the professor in Pokemon Sun and Moon doing that. 3, was it 5 or 4? I can't remember. This one's on top are this more gothy style bandana that I make. So it's kind of got all these ghoulies on it, which I think is really cool. I'm going to just call it the Lost Souls bandana.
Hi, this is Future Me, live from the editing suite to let you know that if you're interested in any of the patterns in this video, then I've credited all of the relevant information in the video description. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
And these just need blocking. These are all finished. All the ends are sewn in. We have 2 white, 1 red, I have 1 purple. I do actually really quite like the purple. I would like to formally apologise for the lighting, by the way. I'm going to be fitting myself some blinds next week so that I have a bit more control over the lighting behind me. Where's the bag gone for these? You know, if I had a brain, I would be dangerous. You just had it in my hand. This is it. This is the bag. We love a good organza bag from Wool Warehouse. The second type of bandana that I make are my dragon pelt bandanas. These are just out of my own head. I am thinking that I'm going to release a pattern for them in the new year. But yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these are all finished, ends are all sewn in, and they don't really need blocking. So we have, I love this colourway, black and white, 1 in a lovely shade of green and yellow. This one here, which I wasn't 100% sure about, and I cannot for the life of me photograph this. The few people that I've shown it to have said they really like it. We've obviously got one for the pink girlies out there. And then this one I finished yesterday. I have one in this colourway for myself. So I'm definitely going to make a load more of these. I have got yarn to make these. So the plan for these in terms of how much stock I want for the market is to just make as many as I can. I'd love to be able to just, I could get it in. I love to be able to just get things in bags, you know. There we go. So sometimes I think I need help. Next up is going to be all of my hoods. So I make 3 kinds of hood, and I've got at least one of each, I know that. Okay, hoods. Right, so I do 3 types of hoods. The pixie hoods, the dragon pelt hoods. I make mini versions of that, which I don't have a picture of, but this is an example of one, so it's just got a shorter tail on it. And I have kind of set yarn that I use for these, and because I'm a huge nerd, I've given each colourway a species name. So the premise is that these are like actual dragon pelts that I've turned into hoods. This is the ice drake pelt, but this needs sewing. So next up, we have the fire drake. As you see, they've got super long tails on them. I have my own version of this. Obviously, I have the Fen Nooker colourway because I'm from the Fens. This needs the tassels adding to the brim of the hood, which I think most of these are in a similar situation. Fire drake, who was a fire drake from the north.
Are you going to do the accent?
I am doing the accent.
Are you?
Yeah. Hi.
Love that one. I made all of these quite a long time ago. It's thrilling to me. It's like Christmas.
Hi, it's Future Me again. Thought I'd press record for this next hood. Clearly I didn't, so enjoy this.
This is a dual vein wyvern. It's so pretty. It does need tassels here to weight it down a bit. I thought I had made more dragon hoods than that, but it turns out I haven't. So the next 2 are pixie hoods. The mandrake hood. See, look, there's a little curly tail on the end. Isn't it cute? And this is the last hood. This is a thorn apple hood. I foresee an afternoon of tassel making in my future.
We have found the witch, may we burn her?
Next is the biggie. This is where I have the most whips. This is where I started getting scared of finishing anything. I have 2 boxes plus the shelf.
Plus the other 2 boxes, and the bag, and the one on top of the shelf, if you remember correctly, with your brain parts past me.
Full of half-made dragons and other mythical creatures. Okay, sculptures. This is not all of them. Okay, I have so many. So actually, I'm just looking in the first box, and most of the stuff in here is stuff that is either finished and just needs putting on a stand, or is stuff that's probably kind of not good enough to sell. Really. I don't know what I'm going to do with these, but yeah. I found a finished one. I just need to measure him up for a stand. Bloop, 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 bloop. Look at his bloopy little tentacles. 2 finished pieces already. That is pretty good going. This is a snapdragon, part of the Phytomimicus genus.
Hello, science man.
So the premise of this species is that the ornamentation on their head looks like species of flowers, and then they kind of hunker down in the grass, stick their heads up and attract insects, and then they eat the insects that come along thinking that they're flowers. This is the most complete whip I think I probably have. It was one of the first dragons that I made, so it's actually really badly weighted. Probably a bit too cute for me. Okay, that is literally it out of this box. Incredible. 4 things out of the giant box. So this little dude here is a Uachushka. Ichusigi. That's how it's spelt. They are kind of Kelpie adjacent. In Scotland, you are really good at cool, terrifying water horses. This one would be finished, apart from the fact that the yarn colour that I want for the fins and the mane literally doesn't exist. Okay, you just sit there. I lied. This is my most complete sculpture because I literally have everything. It just needs sewing together. I have these big tail flukes. I'm hoping to be able to put some wire through them. I think that's probably why I left this one, because that was like a lot of thinking.
When you think about it, thinking about thinking is the hardest sort of thinking there is.
And sometimes thinking just be too much to do. So this one will definitely be finished for the market. This is hands down one of the best crochet sculptures I've ever done. I am really scared about ruining this one. Harlequin dragon. I'm not actually entirely convinced that he'll ever leave me this one. I might get him finished and then decide to not sell him. Oh god, we've got like 3 dragons attached. I think in here is the Corvid Griffin that I'm working on. It's huge. In my infinite wisdom, I decided I was gonna triple strand cotton yarn alongside a acrylic double knitting for this guy. Literally, who in their right mind decides to like use all of this yarn and just strand it together? Apparently me. Apparently I'm not in my right mind. I don't know if I even own a right mind. I don't think I do. One of the things I really enjoy about doing stuff like this is the fact that I can just literally sculpt with string. This is a Astral Sleipnir. I actually completely forgot I was making this. Yeah, this is a Sleipnir. He's going to be rearing because, of course, I hate myself.
The Egyptians believed the most significant thing you could do in your life was die.
I think I'm going to push myself and try and get him done because I want to have a few dragons, but I also, you know, I'm not just a dragon taxidermist. I'm like a mythological animal taxidermist, right? A gaggle of front legs. High on a hill was a lonely goat. Okay, anyway, right. Can I please type? Okay, he's a celestial Sleipnir now. I don't know why I decided to make an animal that had 8 legs. It's like literally notorious that I hate making legs, like with a visceral passion. Jesus Christ. Okay, here we have one legless Kunanun. I can't. Not massively happy with how it's turned out. I definitely want to do a needle felted sculpture of these guys. Just because I don't like it doesn't mean that other people won't like it. This is a cave lindworm. Oh goodness. It might have to be a remake. So the other bits I have in here are all these heads. Going to be mounted onto shields that you can then hang on your wall. We have this little unicorn here. I'm trying to say something and I'm not quite sure what I'm trying to say. Heads.
This may well be followed by some light showers of human heads.
Heads, yes. We have this little dude. This dragon. Dragony, doggy, dragony, fox-like dragon. That's the word I'm looking for. Who is a big boy. So we have tiny boy. Anyway, tiny boy is like tiny Smaug.
I've just literally almost broken my neck trying to put all that away. BTW, because my floor was just covered. So that's going to be it for this first installment of this vlog. That has been, what, first 9 days of me running a business? Kind of a week, because I lost quite a few days due to sorting my computer out. It's a bit mad that I've not fitted any crocheting into this vlog, since I'm literally setting up a crochet business. As a creative business owner, you're not actually sitting and just making the thing that you make all day. I am everything from the making the things department to the marketing department to the shipping department to the product design department.
I will be playing all the parts. Thank you.
I feel really good about the amount of organisation that I've done this week. It probably doesn't feel like I've made a huge amount of progress to you guys, but it has really helped me iron things out in my brain. So yeah, next week is going to be all about actually physically planning. So I want to get that social media planner page filled out. I also need to do some practicing for my Let's Play series, which I'm going to be running on here, because that's going to start with Dragon Age Veilguard at the end of this month. I'm so excited. But yeah, I need to practice using OBS and all that. So that'll come in the next vlog. And also I will be doing some crocheting, because the aim will be now that I need to be finishing multiple sculptures in a week. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this one. So I will see you in the next episode of this vlog series. And until then, stay spooky, my little storm clouds.